Looks like Morrison will return, so he's going back out on the track. So another restart here with Jacob Ebert as your race leader on this particular restart. Jackson still in that 65. Andy Bryant on the high side, trying to make it work up here with the 44. Carlisle on the low side. Cody Brill now coming up in behind him with Tim Powell in the 57. The 12C of Stephen Clancy. So again, your race leader as the yellow flag comes out for the 10W of Wetzel again. I believe that is his second yellow of the night. Andy Bryant goes to the high side in turn number 2, coming down into 3 and 4. Now a couple of guys sneaking up there, but Jacob Ebert, your race leader here right now, coming out of down into 1 and 2 as we continue our racing here at Central Missouri Speedway. Andy Bryant, Chris Jackson in that third spot. Tim Powell now, he's sticking the nose up on the high side. Carlisle still sticking down. We got a lot of catfish hunters down here on the low side. Nobody willing right now to go to the high side very much. So right now, your leader, Jacob Ebert. There goes Powell again in turns 3 and 4 to the high side. He's starting to make that work up there in 3 and 4. Bryant's still hanging on to that second spot. So Andy Bryant, Chris Jackson in that third spot, Tim Powell. Carlisle, your top 4. Here comes Jake Richards. Jake Richards pulls off the track. Brand new chassis, jet chassis on that car this week. Here comes Jackson, and oh no, Jackson, he hits the tire down here in 1 and 2. Some damage on the front end of Chris Jackson as he hit the tire low down in 1 and 2. All right, looks like your field is reset. Jacob Ebert brings him out of turn number 4, single foul. Here we go, lap 7 restart once again. Ebert, Powell, Stevens, Niehoff. Let's see what happens at the back of the field because you got a lot of fast cars back here. Let's see how far up Carlisle can come back up through the field. This is going to be very interesting as they come up through. But on the restart, the 94, Jacob Ebert, your race leader. Again, Tim Powell in that second spot. Colton Stevens all the way up from the B main back to the top of the field as the car gets loose as he comes out of turn number 4. Harris comes back out onto the track. That was a dangerous move. And Niehoff now moves up past Stevens up into the third spot. And Russell just behind him. Those are your top 5 cars right now with your leader, Jacob Ebert, down into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Tim Powell. He's one of the guys that tries that high side a couple times. Niehoff still in that third spot. Tim Powell starting to make things work up there on the top side as he comes out of turn number 4. Past halfway, but Powell now making it work here side by side as he comes into turns 3 and 4. Jacob Ebert still on that low side. Got a bunch of dwellers on the low side tonight, but Powell now, side-by-side action. Good race here up front with your B-mods tonight. A little bit of a slip with Ebert. He's trying to hang on to it, but Tim Powell on the high side right now. Tim Powell could be your race leader coming this time across. White flag coming out. Tim Powell, your new race leader. Dwight Niehoff in that third spot. Colton Stevens and Russell in the 7 car. There's your top 5 cars at the top. White flag comes out, lap number 14. Ebert trying to fight back, but Tim Powell, your race leader. Tim Powell from Lansing, Kansas, his first visit here tonight. Your winner in the B Modifieds, Tim Powell. Jacob Ebert, Russ Niehoff, Colton Stevens. The 7 of Russell, the 44 of Carlisle, the 68 of Dean Willie, Steven Muhlenberg. So your winner tonight, his first visit that I can remember here at Central Missouri Speedway. Give him a hand as he comes down, Tim Powell. Excuse me. Hey, Doc. Tim Powell. Tim, I'll tell you what, great job here tonight. Man, that was a heck of a race out there. You were one of the guys that went to the high side. Everybody else is cellar dwelling on that low side, catfishing. But you were one of the guys that went to the top side and you made it work.
I seen him throwing the moisture up to the middle of the track. You weren't going to pass him down low. And that was the place to be. Go up on the high side, keep it up, and bring it home.
You bet. Hey, is this your first visit? I know this year. Have you been here before?
9 years ago.
9 years ago. And an A-mod, okay. So first victory here at Central Missouri Speedway. Congratulations, Tim Powell. Give him a hand. All right, we're going to give some little trophy winners here. You get your picture. Tell you what, 100 cars now checked into the pits tonight. All right, here they come out. Campbell, the 25 of Eckhoff. Let's see them go. Let's see if Eckhoff can come up with his first feature win, as he has been very competitive. And look at him coming out of turn number 2 as your early race leader with Clayton Campbell in the 30 car. As we get the 33 of Joshua Guy pulling off in the hot pit lane, but right now your race leader coming in the lap number 2, Eckhoff, the 30C of Clayton Campbell, the 2 of Turley, the 7 behind him, and looks like Brian Inlow goes around in turns number 3 and 4. Also the 74C of Calvin Penning, late models and the All-Star Midgets. See you tomorrow night here at Central Missouri Speedway. Same time, same channel. Eckhoff leads them down on the restart, down into turn number 1 and 2. Clayton Campbell right on his tail right now in that 30 car. Here's the 2 of Turley and the 7 of Woods as they kind of pack up. Everybody's doing that bottom feeding tonight. Now Clayton Campbell side by side as they go down into the 1 and 2 as he got a nose down in there, but Eckhoff fighting it off as he has some bite off of turn number 2 and about halfway down. Eckhoff, your race leader right now, as he's holding off the leaders. The cars behind him, but your leader side by side. Good battle up front here with the 30 of Campbell and the 25 of Eckhoff, as now he leaks up to the high side a little bit. Here comes Prevet now to the high side. Here's the 7 of Wood and the 65 of Brian Ziegler. Good side-by-side action so far with your Street Sox here tonight at Central Missouri Speedway. So Clayton Campbell now your race leader on the low side. No, it's still Eckhoff. He has good bite off the mid part of turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So he keeps fighting it back. Brian Eckhoff about midway up on the track. Right now has a good grip here, has that car set up. He's been close several times, side by side on the front. Good racing action here for your Street Stocks here tonight. Just behind them is Jay Prevet in the 25. It's the 2 of Turley, and then the 7 of Wood, and the 12Z of Zach Smith. Brian Ziegler in the 65, and then the 10 of Carter. Back to the front, though, again, still with Brian Eckhoff as your leader. Clayton Campbell runs hard down into turns 1 and 2. Makes a good run that time. Gets his nose above, but Eckhoff still making a good run on that mid-run, midway up the track. But now Clayton Campbell as your race leader here for the Street Stocks at Central Missouri Speedway. Good race here tonight. Jay Prevet in the 25 behind them. Then it's the 7 of Brett Wood, the 12Z of Zach Smith in the top 5. Good run tonight for him. The 2 of Troy Turley in the 65. Brian Ziegler, here comes the Jimmy Go car, and the yellow flag comes out. Up in turn number 2. Carter, here they go, street stocks. What lap we on, Karen? Because it'll be lap number 10 coming at us. So 5 to go after they go by this time. Campbell, your race leader right now. Jay Prevette moves up into that second spot. Brett Wood. Here comes Carter. Zach Smith in the 12Z. Problems with Eckhoff as he moves back into the pack on that restart. Had a slow restart. Troy Turley in the 2 car, the 21W Ted Welshmeyer, Jimmy Go in the 60. So again, Clayton Campbell, your race leader. As they go down into turns 1 and 2, Jay Prevette, Brett Wood, Mark Carter now up into that 4th spot as he starts to stick his nose. Same Shark chassis, those 2 cars act exactly the same. The 12Z, the white flag will come out this next time across. Clayton Campbell, your leader, coming down into the 1 and 2 as the white flag will come out. Jay Prevette in that 2nd spot. Brett Wood and Mark Carter, there's your top 4 cars. Oh, turn number 3 as Brian Inlow. Brian Inlow goes around in turn number 3. Green, white checker. Checker, yes. All right, green, white checker. Here we go. Clayton Campbell brings them along. As they start it down into turns 1 and 2, Campbell's going to try to protect that low side. Will anybody be willing to go high side? Yes. It's the 7 of Brett Wood. Brett Wood sticks his nose up into turns 3 and 4 as the white flag comes out. Here comes Brett Wood. Brett Wood sticks his nose up there and says, hey, nobody racing up here, I'm going to take it. So here comes Brett Wood, your race leader on the last lap. Brett Wood comes up to the top. Your winner as the checkered flies, Brett Wood. Brett Wood stuck his nose up on the high side, gets by Clayton Campbell. Great move on the last lap. You know what? You got to race them where they're not sometimes, and that's exactly what Brett Wood did. He waited until that very final lap and stuck the nose up there and able to get around. Brett Wood, your winner. Woods! We'll get down out. Brett, we'll get a few pictures there for you. We'll come down to the track, get a few words with you. Again, John Lehigh, fly and photos. A lot of climbing up and down tonight.
Workout.
Wearing me out, guys. Fitters Restaurant, you got a number of sponsors. Brett, I tell you what, it's fun to watch this tonight because you again were one of the guys that said, you know what, I can't pass them down here. So I'm going to go up. You got up to about the upper side of that track, and you were able to get around them.
Yeah, I mean the track was racy from top to bottom, and those guys we just knew that we wasn't gonna be able to pass them on the bottom. So when Jay picked the inside and we had to go to the outside, I'd been up there a little bit, and I thought the car was okay, but we just had to try it. And man, that was a good tight race for the end. I hope the fans enjoyed it.
Do you enjoy that finish, fans?
Thanks for coming out.
All right, Brett Wood, your street stock feature winner here tonight. Last lap pass. He gets around. All right, your field is set. Again, it's Jackson, Scroggum, row 1. Wood, Brian Johnson in row number 2. Gunnar Martin and Aaron Morant. Let's see who can take it. 25-lap A main event with your USRA Modifieds. Racing is underway at Central Missouri Speedway. 1,000 to win tonight. And lap number 1 right now, it's Lewis Jackson in the 3J. Here's Danny Scroggum in the 92 car. Here comes Brian Johnson with the 82 of David Wood behind him, and the 70 of Aaron Morant on the high side. So a couple of the modified guys looking up at that top side of the track now. Here's Chad Lyle in the 33, the 02 of Mullins. But your race leader now, Danny Scroggum on lap number 2. Danny Scroggum hits that low side coming out of turn number 4. The 97 of Brian Johnson lurking. Here's the 82 of Wood and the 75 of Gunnar Martin at the top of the field. We'll go back up to the front with your race leader, Danny Scroggum. Lewis Jackson now to the high side. He says, hey, I'm going to stick a nose up there, as along with Aaron Morant in the 70. Gunnar Martin still on the low side. Here comes the 33 of Chad Lyle. Chad Lyle takes that spot away from David Wood in the 82. So still Danny Scroggum, Lewis Jackson, the 97 of Brian Johnson. Gunnar Martin now up into that 4th spot. Aaron Morant on the high side in 5th, but here comes the 33 of Chad Lyle. Down on the low side, 88D of Matt Dotson as well. 82 of David Wood. Tanner Mullins in the 02 car, and Shad Batter in the 73 back to the top with Danny Scroggum, still your race leader here early in the race, about lap 4 or 5. Got guys on the high side, you got guys on the low side. Multi-groove, smooth track here despite all the rain here at Central Missouri Speedway. Guys doing a great job with Danny Scroggum leading. Here comes Brian Johnson now up into that 2nd spot. So Brian Johnson moving up on that low side. Jackson still hanging up on the high side. And here comes the 75 of Martin with Aaron Morant and Chad Lyle just behind him. And here comes the 88D of Matt Dotson as well. Here's your top 7 cars right now, but back to the front. Danny Scroggum looking strong. Adrian Bank, number 92, looking good here tonight at Central Missouri Speedway. Still your early race leader as he takes them down into turns 1 and 2. Jackson now making it work a little bit better on that high side. He's up into that 2nd spot, takes the spot away from Brian Johnson once again. Here comes Matt Dotson down on the low side. He gets by Chad Lyle. He takes that spot away from Chad Lyle. He's up into the top 5 now as well. Here comes Matt Dotson. Good action all the way across the track, everywhere across the track tonight. But your race leader, Danny Scroggum. Danny doing a great job here tonight. Jackson now back into that 2nd spot. It's the 97 of Brian Johnson. Here comes Matt Dotson up into 4th now. The 70 of Aaron Morant, followed by the 33 of Chad Lyle and the 75 of Gunnar Martin. Tanner Mullins in behind him. Here's the 73B of Shad Batter. Back to the front of the field, though, in turns 3 and 4. As they start to catch up to some of this lap traffic here at Central Missouri Speedway tonight. Danny Scroggum has a full tail of hot cars just behind him, but so far he has maintained that race lead as he almost slows down there in turn number 3 and 4. Not sure what happened there, but here comes Johnson again on the low side. But look out for the 88D of Matt Dotson as he starts to creep up to your race leaders. Matt Dotson and the 88D as Johnson gets loose coming out of turn 4, but he hangs on to it. Dotson puts on the binders. You can see some sheet metal hanging off the 70 of Aaron Moran. He must have hit the front side wall. And Chad Lyle just behind him in the 75 of Martin. And also Tanner Mullins hit the wall as well. The 85 of Tyler Shaw. Back to your race leaders. At the front, coming into turns 1 and 2, Scroggum. And now the high side, Jackson. He's starting to close the gap on the high side. Here comes Matt Dotson as he challenges for the 3rd spot. Dotson gets a nose in there. He takes that spot away. Matt Dotson up in the 3rd now as they hit the wall. Jackson coming by as they get up close to the lap traffic now. Here's the 92 of Danny Scroggum. On the high side, it's Jackson in the 3J. The 88D, keep an eye out as that first yellow flag comes out. What a race here with your USRA modifieds. Wow. But keep an eye out on the 88D of Matt Dotson as he moves up into that 3rd spot. Super racing here tonight at Central Missouri Speedway. We'll check first yellow. This is a good race. Danny Scroggum, your race leader, but keep an eye out on the 88 of Matt Dotson. Johnson goes to the low side. No, Danny Scroggum says, I'm hanging in here. And flying on that high side again is Lewis Jackson. Lewis Jackson up there, but now up into that second spot on the restart is the 88 of Matt Dotson. Jackson, and now the 97 of Brian Johnson goes up to the high side as well, and now the 70 of Aaron Morant to the low side. Here comes Dotson side by side coming out of turn 2 on lap. Looks like there's 5 to go. So we had the wrong lap count here earlier. 5 laps to go. That's lap 20. Lap 20 as they go by. Matt Dotson, your new race leader here. The 88D of Matt Dotson. Danny Scroggum in the 92. It's the 70 of Aaron Morant. And the 3J of Lewis Jackson goes high side. Tough break for Lewis. Lewis was in the top 3, and he may have a problem as he comes to a complete stop. Tough break for Lewis Jackson. He was your USRA modifieds. Just 7 to go. Here we go. Green flag flies once again. See if we can finish it up here. Dotson gets a nose down in there, but Scroggum says, no way, buddy. Scroggum real strong tonight in that 92 car on the restart. Danny Scroggum brings him down on lap number 20, so this should be 5 to go. Here comes Dotson in the 88 again. He gets that run down the front stretch down into 1 and 2. Here comes also Chad Lyle. So Matt Dotson, your race leader. Chad Lyle, the 70 of Aaron Morant, and the 97 of Brian Johnson. There's your top 5 cars right now. Tanner Mullins just behind him. Here comes Chad Lyle. He gets a nose in down there as well. Chad Lyle up into that second spot now. So Dotson on the restart takes the lead on lap number 20. Chad Lyle now moves up another spot. Next time across, white flag comes out. Aaron Morant now up into 3rd. Danny Scroggum falls back to 4th now. Johnson gets loose and turns 1 and 2. Keeps it going, but several cars have to stop as Johnson now comes to a slow on the backside. Problem for Brian Johnson as he slows down in the yellow. Matt Dotson, your race leader. Let's see if Matt can hold off the 33 or the 70 car. That's right. Chad Lyle and Aaron Morant now goes to the high side up in turns 1 and 2. Here comes Mullins in the 0-2. Mullins up into the 4th spot now. Danny Scroggum in 5th. Here comes Gunnar Martin to the high side as they come out of turn number 4. The white flag flies for your race leader, Matt Dotson. But here's the 70 of Aaron Morant. A problem on the 33 of Lyle as he slows down. Aaron Morant now moves up into that spot in the 2nd as Danny Scroggum fights back to the low side. Danny Scroggum back to 3rd. The 0-2 of Mullins and the 75. That's your top 5 with Gunnar Martin. So a tough break right there at the end at the 33 of Chad Lyle. Breaks down, but your winner tonight, the 88D, it's Matt Dotson. All right, Mad Logging, Matt Dotson, Prime Racing Products. Matt, I tell you what, you tried several times, I know, on that low side on those restarts. Danny Scroggum was tough up there. Of course, once you get up there, they want to do that catfishing on the low side. But man, you were making a run down here on those restarts down into turn 1, and you made it work.
Yeah, I don't know. He kept getting tight, and worse as the race got on after I showed him a nose. But I kept thinking I might try the outside on a restart, but I'm glad I didn't. It worked out.
Yeah, congratulations. Great win tonight. Matt Dotson, give him a hand, folks. Again, thank you on behalf of Earl and Susan Walls. We appreciate you coming out to Central Missouri Speedway tonight. Have a safe drive home. Hey, I got the candy man down here on the front side. Kids, if you want a quick candy on the way home from Leroy Morrison. So join us again tomorrow night here at Central Missouri Speedway. John Lee High Flying Photos. Abby, our trophy gal tonight. Abby, thanks for helping us out. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Gates